So you the next one, and we say, and there we go. We say welcome. All right, welcome to Passion Profit. At Passion Profit, we provide business growth mentoring, networking, and access to capital. And we've been doing this since 2009. And the reason we started was because people were asking me for work. And then I realized the people asking for work had skills, had qualification, they were competent. So they were not really looking for work, they were looking for fulfillment. So I decided, well, by inspirational thought, to help people figure out what are they here for, how can we package that, and then turn it into profit. So basically, we provide mentoring to help you avoid costly mistakes. Um, all our mentors and coaches are people who run their own businesses. It can be an accountant, but it's helping other people to keep their books. It's not he's self-employed. All right, so they understand what the entrepreneur needs. They feel what you feel, and we also provide networking. The way our network works, we have peer networking, and peer networking is networking with other founders, and then we also have networking with consultants and suppliers. Like for instance, yesterday somebody called, they needed help with. We have a business health assessment that we give people if they want to see um, how if they're a good fit for coaching with us and mentoring. And this guy had a, a list of issues. One was he said people. He likes marketing. He doesn't have time to manage people. Then he's making money, but he's not seeing where it's going. And then of course, he'd like to make more money. So what we did, so he had three key things. There was management, and then there was people management. There was finance, and then there was also marketing. All right. So we agreed that let's deal with the people first, because if we market and people come in, who's gonna take care of them? So I sent him to the HR consultant. All right. Then when they finish with that, they'll go to the financial consultant, and these are people that we have vetted, we trust, and have a standardized way of dealing with the entrepreneurs and that agreed cost. Then we also provide access to capital in two ways. One, we have different financial partners that we work with, and the different financial partners that we work with are like banks. Barclays, we are partnered to Barclays Bank, and Barclays Bank you can access up to 10 million. Of course, if you've been keeping your books, then you can show them you've been around. And normally, what they really require is the last 6 months to see how your cash is flowing and why do you need the money? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to pay? All right. So a lot of people feel banks are not giving money and blah blah blah, and they don't give money really. They lend money, and just like you would lend me money if you trust me, the things they need to see for them to trust us, and these are things that we need to get into the habit of keeping, preserving, so that when the time comes, we are ready. So it's not so much that banks don't want to give us money or accessing to capital is hard. It's really us who are the entrepreneur who is troublesome. All right. And then this is one of my favorite flips that talks about the 10 startup mistakes. And the biggest one is building something nobody wants. Many of us start something because we love it. And then because our family and friends say, yeah, you should go for it, you're good at that. And that's fantastic. But our family and friends are not always our clients. They will be the first clients because they support us. But we need to hear people who are not vested in our success saying, that's good, I'll buy it. I mean, how much is it? I'll pay for it. And the minute we have a lot of people saying that, then we have the right thing. But if we just jump out on a whim because of what our parents or what our loved ones said, it can be dangerous. Yeah. So that's the key thing. And then my other favorite one is number 4, failure to execute sales and marketing. I find in the time I've done this work, I find that we do more selling than marketing. And like digital media has come and it has its pros and cons. But I always say it didn't come with a manual. Or now there are so many manuals because everybody's telling us what to do. And they're not telling us the whole story because all the free information is there to give us All the free information is there to attract us to buy the full package from the person that is giving it. Just like, for instance, we have Founders Conversation every Thursday. We provide insights and strategies to help you build your business. Every month we have a different topic. So, like this month, we're talking about creating value for your customers and cash for your company. Because many times business owners say that, what do they tell me? They tell me, do you earn a salary? They say, no, I've been plowing it back into the business. And then I ask, how much have you plowed back? Then it goes silent. So that means, um, technically, that we've been eating the money. Yeah, I like that you agree. Yeah, so that's the flip side of it. So if we're plowing back, we need to know how much have we plowed back, because one day when an investor comes, he's gonna want to see the value of this company, and if the value of this company, he needs to see the fact that you have been paying yourself a salary, because he's hoping that you're going to go out and do other things. So if you've been paying yourself a salary, there's a salary to pay the new CEO. If you have not been paying yourself a salary, there's no money to pay the salary. So there's a red flag right there. Yeah, so the failure to execute sales and marketing is how can I say, it's something that is plaguing us, and it's plaguing us because we don't know what to do, and we're doing all we know. And all we know, the more you do the wrong thing, it doesn't get you the right results. You just continue in that hole and in that feast and famine cycle. And then now we start finding excuses. This year has been a hard year. Cash is not flowing. And this year has been a hard year. What else do we say? We say, there's something we say. Uh, we blame the government, we blame this and the other. But the truth about it is that when it comes to money, um, there's always money. And I always say that there's always money. Money is always circulating in the life of the person who knows what to do. But most importantly, the person who thinks, because who thinks of, how can I put this? The person who thinks about what they need to do, but also what they want. Because as we think, we become. Our mindset really determines our life set. Yeah, because as you think, you become. What you conceive, you achieve. But when we say this much quote, we often think of the good things that we say. We don't pay attention to the things that we say 70, 80% of the time, or the government, or corruption, or this, or the other. No, we need to stop and think, okay, I like the way you said you're a stylist for guys, all right? So around stylist for guys, where the guys, what matters to them? How can you consistently put information out for in a place where they'll receive it, so that when the time for making the decision comes, you will be top of mind. So you will kind of get a referral, because somebody will say, I know this lady, have you read her blog, or have you seen her Facebook page or something? But if you're just posting, there's no value, there's no information being provided to help me make an informed decision. So I'm not really marketing. I'm just what my mentor calls posting, spraying, and praying. That something will happen. Somebody will happen. So we are really guessing. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about the two core problems in so the two core problems that we have. So number one is lack of defining the two core problems why we are not able to make the money that we need consistently out of our businesses is not having a clear business model. And there's a lot of information online today about having a business model. It's so simple, I think sometimes people disregard it. But a business model helps you to define, to articulate the value that you're going to be creating for the customer, how you will deliver it, and how your company will make money, right? And then lack of understanding about that, because it's a simple, one pager with it's a simple one pager with nine building blocks. And the key thing is helping you think through what is your value proposition, what is the problem you're solving, and we're going to look at it. What I what I'm teaching from is what I've picked out the four things that I think are most critical, And these are in the reinvented business model. And reinvented business model is maybe you've been doing business for a while and you're not getting the results that you desire. All right. So you need to stop and think back. What am I not doing? Or what should I stop doing and what should I start doing? All right. Every time we need to pay attention to our results. But I find that when we've run out of what to do, we continue doing what is not working, hoping that it will work. But I've learned now that it is to know what result am I looking for. And if I'm not getting that result, I need to stop, think, and quickly tweak it. All right. So there are three things. I call them four. I call them five actually, because there's the customer value proposition. So it's an addition to the customer. But I also say the company needs to have some value. All right. So I say customer value proposition and company value addition. So working hard for the customer and not making money for yourself, I find that ridiculous. And I know people will say it's not all about the money, but money is a big part of it. The reason why we are in business is so that first we had a job, and we had a job so we can generate an income and pay our bills and do the things that we love and enjoy. So when we started a business because we wanted to increase our income or because we didn't have an income. So income is a big part of it. It's not all about the income, but it's a big part of it because we do need money to to thrive on this side of eternity. All right, it's because of money that we can sit here with a laptop, talk on this, sit on these chairs. So it's very important that one of the accountants we work with says that if you're not money conscious, you won't make any money. So you have to be conscious that one of the results you want out of this activity called business, excuse me, is making money. All right. So as I add value to the customer, the company is also adding value. And then the company ceases to be me. The company becomes the people that I employ. It becomes the suppliers I need to pay. It becomes the infrastructure I need to run this business. All right. So that's number one. And then the second thing is lack of a profit formula. And when we talk about profit, um, accounts tell us that sales minus expenses equals profit. But the philosophy we use at Passion Profit is from a book called Profit First. And in the profit, I like the Profit First book because it's a cash flow management system. It teaches you how to manage the money that is coming in. We see oftentimes when the money is coming in, the first thing we think of is paying the bills, which is great. But with the First philosophy, it teaches us to have five wallets. Okay, so five wallets, and the five wallets help you to manage the money that is coming in. The first wallet is the revenue. Of course, so we can call them wallets. Now bank accounts have what we call twin accounts. So you can have your main account and the twin account. So basically you're going to have four twin accounts, or you can have them in another bank. So, but the key thing is one where all the money comes in, and when it comes in, there's a percentage that will go into your operational expenses. There's a percentage that will go into owner's pay, so the owner will get paid. A percentage that will go into tax, and that's the percentage. Let me say them all. The percentage that will go into tax. Then there's a percentage that will go into. There are two others. Uh, when I start talking about them, I forget. That's why I have my little cheat sheet here. So let me see if I have them. Okay. So of course, operational expenses. Yeah. So we have the revenue, operational expenses, owner's pay, uh, the tax, and then there's one more thing. Yeah. Of course, the profit. So there's the income, the operational expenses, the owner's pay, the tax, and the profit. Now, there's a there's there's a table that he uses, and he says if you earn X amount to X amount, what are the different percentages that should go into the different accounts. So when you're starting off, you can start where you're at with what you have, and then grow it. But the big thing is getting into the discipline of putting that aside. And the key thing, thing about taxes, the people always say, oh, but I don't pay tax yet. I don't pay PAT. I don't pay PAT because I haven't made 5 million. And the thing about it, when I think about that, also I find it sabotaging, because when you think about 5 million, let's make it 6 million and divide it by 12. That is just 500,000 a month. So if you're griping that you don't want to pay the government because you're not making 5 million and it's only 500 a month, what are your projections and how much are you planning to make every month anyway? So that also tells me that that business owner has not thought through their numbers, right? And the truth about it is, good morning, how are you doing? You're very well, thank you, thank you, thank you. So the truth about it is that VAT, we are not paying VAT. It's the customer that is buying from us that is paying VAT, number one. Number two, if you want to be wealthy, you must be comfortable paying tax. It's just because how long are you going to hide under small monies because you don't want to pay the government? You might as well have the projections that you need and make the money that you need, that you'll be comfortable to pay the government and comfortable to pay yourself. So I think the big problem is that we are not thinking through the whole picture of in terms of our life, and then in terms of our business, and then in terms of our obligations. Because when we do that, then we are able to put plans and processes into place to generate what we need, to find the people that we need, to do the things that we need, because it is possible. It is possible from a business perspective. It is possible from a spiritual perspective, because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and He has put us here in abundance to prosper. All right. So, and I know sometimes people say that, but you have to be realistic. Uh, so I often say it's a choice. All right. You can be realistic and focus on what you see, or decide to be spiritual and yes, see, acknowledge what you see, but acknowledge that there's a higher power working in me and for me to achieve what I want. All right. So I find that the times that we live in, it's important that we begin to acknowledge who we are and the infinite intelligence that is accessible for us. And because it's no longer about religion. All right. Religion is what is tying us in shackles. All right. Which faith are you? Which faith are you? God is God. He's the infinite intelligence in all of us. Because the sun doesn't shine better on the Pentecostals than it shines on the Catholics. It shines on all of us because of the one infinite intelligence called God who loves all of us, irrelevant of our faith and the day that we pray, or the building that we pray in. But that's a story for another day. So I get passionate about that because I've come to realize that acknowledging God's intelligence and guidance is the surest way to thrive. Okay, so and thriving does not mean that the external circumstances are changed. He has promised to give us our daily bread. All right. So thriving means that everything I need for today I have. All right. So you see, we worry about tomorrow. We don't know if we're going to get there. All right. But the infinite intelligence knows if it's going to open tomorrow for us, and He has prepared it for us. If He opens it for us, we are here because He has allowed us to be here and not to suffer. No, that is not His law. But anyway, so profit formula, we use the profit first philosophy. You have your 5 wallets to help you manage your cash flow, to help you set projections to ensure that those wallets or those pods or whatever you want to call them have money. And then we have the key resources and the processes. In the key resources, for instance, Passion Profit provides business growth mentoring, networking, and access to capital. And so the resources that we need, of course, are number one, we need content for the business mentoring. We need business mentors and coaches, right? Um, how are we going to get the mentoring and the coaching and the teaching out? Uh, we use physical buildings, or we leverage technology and we reach more people. Um, it's interesting that now, because of doing this on Thursdays, um, I have people in my group that are from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from the US, you know. So, and I still find that here at home in Kenya, people get caught up in, I need to see you face to face. Where's your office? And I'm like, okay, I have clients in the US who have never seen my office. They don't even care where I work from, you know. And we talk. I see them the way you're seeing me on camera. You're lucky you're here with me. Yeah. But we really, so things are changing, but we are not changing. All right. So, because we're used to seeing a large crowd before we believe it is working. So, if you're waiting for the crowd before you set out, then you're going to be waiting a long time. You have to, because life is about progress, right? Uh, I don't perform differently if there's one person here or 100 people here because the message is the same, all right? And everybody who shows up showed up because they need it. So my goal is to show up prepared, right? And when I show up prepared, I ensure that whoever came gets something. Just like in the restaurant, they open every day in the morning, they clean up the place, they don't know who will come or not come, all right? So for me, this is a commitment every Thursday. I'll do this, and then it will be on our Facebook page. So anybody who visits our Facebook page can get a treat, all right? And so there's two things. So when it comes to resources, thinking through what are all the different resources to produce that product, to package, promote it, to put it in the hand of the customer pays. So, and when you talk about end to end, what are your end to end processes? From the time it will be the customer will see a flyer to the time they will pay and the money is in the bank. One place that we miss, sometimes we do some things well, and then here, when it comes to customer acquisition, sometimes we don't do the follow up well, or we don't follow up at all. And then the other thing is sometimes when we do a payment plan, uh, not having a credit policy, so we are not paid on time, then there's the cash and the feast and famine cycle. So when we think about processes, we're thinking from end to end. What needs to key resources first. What do we need from end to end to make sure this thing is produced and it gets into the customer's hand? And then the key processes, what needs to happen from end to end, all right? So in our coaching class, one of the things that I show people in our coaching program is to help them really think through. Uh, we co-create their brand identity, and then we come up with a value proposition, and then we come up with a strategy of how to generate leads consistently. Because a lead is that person who will give you their contact in exchange for information that you have provided. And when they're ready to make the decision, you will be top of mind. Unlike a like, who is just an emotional looker on social media, who keeps liking, and then it may go viral today and then tomorrow. And sometimes it will go viral. Are you ready to produce? I was speaking to somebody, I was telling them, we need to do a strategy for you. It's like, what if we get so many people and we're not able to supply? So I said, so before we go out and do that, we have to look at your key resources and key processes. All right, so we look at the whole thing. We don't just jump out and invite people to the party without the food. So key resources and processes. So throughout this month, we're looking at them one at a time. The first one we did last week was customer value proposition. You need to think of who is your target customer. If you target everyone, you'll get no one, right? So I find that there are 40 million tenants. Target 500, target 1,000, all right? And thank God for social media now. You can really zero in on who you want, so that the situation of trying to get everybody, we're not operating like that anymore. So who is the person who needs what you're having? The person who needs what we have is the aspiring and existing business owner. And at Passion Profit, our target audience can be employed or self-employed, because the key thing we're doing is helping you create streams of revenue from doing what you love and enjoy. So you can be working, but there's something you love and enjoy. How can you package that into a stream of income without affecting your job? All right. So our target audience is employed and self-employed. If we narrow it down, we prefer service professionals personally, but we have consultants that work with everybody. All right. And then what are the jobs that need to be done? What are the solutions that this employed and self-employed person is looking for? For instance, what is your biggest challenge in business? New customer acquisition. Okay. And that is the Any anybody who is running a business wants more customers. Even Safaricom wants more customers, so that is valid. So the key thing is just, first of all, a lot of times we don't pay attention to our history, and history can be a good teacher or a bad master. Because sometimes you're just looking at, oh, the people who conned us, the people who are not paying, and then we get so bogged down by that. But there's some people who have paid. And if we look at the people who have paid, we can duplicate what we did with this few so that we can get some more. And of course, that will not be enough, because if that was enough, you'd have more already. But that will give us insights. So now we use those insights, those behavioral insights to multiply and get more. All right. So the solutions, when we talk about solutions, what do we? So one of the key things that over the last 2 years, when we did the research, that all business owners said, the two key things came up. One, they wish they can make more money, and two, they wish they had more time. But the truth is, those two problems are connected, because more customers, more cash, right? No cash means no customers. Yeah. So we set out to find out what do we need to do, and that's how we came up with the 5-step profit system to help you attract. And in attraction, we look at what is your brand identity, and because your brand identity is what will attract people to you. What is your brand identity? I hate mosquitoes. And what is your value proposition? And how will you position yourself consistently so that you attract? Because you see, there's attracting, and there's what is the other, repelling. Because there's a way you can position yourself that is attractive, and without being how can I say, without being kudanganyana. What is a good English word? Without being deceitful. Yes, without being deceitful. All right. So the images you use, the colors you use, the words you use. And in this space, this is where it becomes very critical that you know your target customer. You know your target customer enough to know that um, what what are they seeking to achieve? What is hurting them? All right. Because when you know that, then you use the language that they're using. And when you use the language that they're using, it becomes very easy to connect. They'll resonate, they'll respond. All right. And when what keeps them awake at night? All right. Bills. So having a message out there, are you tired of working so hard and just paying bills? Your bills more, uh, you deserve to have more than just paying bills. That will resonate with somebody who bills has been keeping awake. All right. They'll want to know what is going on there. They'll pay attention. But I find that oftentimes we want to impress. Okay. So we talk about, oh, come and get a marketing strategy, or come and, we use big words. And I'm like, nobody goes to bed thinking, I wish I had a marketing strategy. They go to bed thinking, I wish I had more money. I just wish I had more money. All right. So use that language. I can help you make more money. How? You focus on that. So what is the solution your business is bringing? And what is the solution it is bringing in the language of the target audience's problem? What are they looking to achieve? Are they looking to achieve? Are they looking to? I like I like I like looking at adverts of high-end brands. Like if you look at adverts of Mercedes, or especially Mercedes. I've never seen an ad for Jaguar. I'd really like to. I'd love to see that. They see, look at even the way your eyes lit. It makes you want to drive. It makes the prestige that's involved with it. So it's so important to understand what your customer is, because you can create that perception for them, that experience in their look and feel, so that you attract them to you. All right. And then you package that into an offering. And I think that when we package things into offerings, we package like the passion profit. A key thing is helping people turn their passion into profit. We have a program, we have different programs, that we have our flagship program takes you through what is your brand identity, how to package it, how to promote it, and then your profit formula, and then setting up a strategy and system. And the system includes the tools and techniques that you need to make to to generate leads consistently. Now, people want to generate customers, but first you generate a lead, you nurture that lead, and then it becomes a customer. So it's a process. And it's a process. The first time it may take 90 days, but if you continuously do it, then now you get what they call the snowball effect. Now it's rolling, 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 rolling. People come, people come. But the key thing is you've got to start. So when people start, they're like, this thing is taking too long. This thing is taking too long. It's just like when you're going to bake a cake. It will take time to corrugate the ingredients, put it in the oven, get it to cook, and all that, you know. So when it comes to offering, we have what we call the three-tier offering. And the reason the three-tier offer because research shows that less than 1% convert the first time, right? Less than 1% convert the first time, and then most people convert up. It sometimes takes up to 12 touch points. So if you have a high tier, if you have an expensive, I don't expensive is relative. Your flagship, the first time, somebody may be like, what if it doesn't work? There's always that fear. What if it doesn't work? So you need to break it down into smaller tiers without watering it down so somebody will feel, but I already took that class, I don't need another class. So you need to have two or three other levels of whatever it is that you're doing. The first one we call your what do you call it? We call it your low tier offer, and then your welcome offer, and then your flagship. Like for instance, with Passion Profit, a low tier offer is like Founders Conversation every Thursday. I do this live at Lavington Mall here at the mall, and people can come and network. We used to be at Parklands. Where were we? As Parklands, and then we moved here this year. So sometimes they go there. Like today, I haven't received a call. So again, it takes. You're the one who went there last week. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So so now we're here because people we're in this area. So and how hard was it for you to get here? You're coming from okay. Was Parklands easier for you to get to? Okay, so that's why we do the online so that you can access from anywhere. But of course, I like if people come to a place, then they can network, they can talk, you know. But we have a WhatsApp group, then we have this also. So this is our low tier offer, and we also have webinars and short online courses, and then the which we because the short online courses they could range anything from 2,000 to 10,000. So those are our welcome offers, and the welcome offer will give you we'll give you a taste of how it is to work with us. And then the flagship, which is the Profitable Brands Runway. The Profitable Brands Runway, I work with you for in 12 sessions, one on one. I meet with you one on one twice a month. And then 1 week we meet, and then you get the work that you need to do. You do it, then we meet again. So I meet you twice a month, and then for 6 months. So I've been we have a group one. So in the group, we meet it, and it's all online. Uh, the group we meet online, and then there's a group, and then the following week I meet you one on one because it's practical. It's not a place where you take notes. It's more a place where you're working on your business. You're finding out what you need to do. You're going out and doing it, and then we're meeting for me to check how you have done it. Is it working? Do we need to tweak it? What are the results that you need? So when it comes to customer value proposition, you need to be meeting an existing need better, and then solve a new one. We should be meeting an existing need better. So, because we're not going to be, you can be an Einstein if you want, but there's a lot of things that are going on that can be improved, which is now what innovation is about. So, just like M-Pesa exists, and then now the banks are using it in every form and fashion, you know. So if you're really smart and you want to, you can crack your brain and come up with something. But within what you love and enjoy to do, there's something that you can do better. All right. And for us, is that additional support working with people. And how many? I was reading a statistic this morning, and I saw there how many women SME owned businesses, 27,000 or something. So I was like, if I can even just get 1,000 or 2,000, you know. So the idea of being totally new is good, but a little high-minded. And I don't like to make people feel they can't, because if you believe you can, you can. All right. So Just because I don't believe it doesn't mean you can't and you won't, right? So solve a new problem. If there's a new problem, like now, one problem that we have in this the small business ecosystem is that people access to capital, and I don't think that it's because there's no money. It's because there's money, but the people who need money are not packaged for it, right? So another accountant we work with says that there's a lot of money looking for a home, but the homes are not ready for the money. Yeah, I like that you agree. So if we can find innovative ways of handling the risk of lending to SMEs, then that person will make a lot of money. Yeah, because mitigating that risk, you see, the bank's traditional way of lending is they want to see historical data. Show me your 2 years audited accounts, and then they make you cheat. You tell the accountant, no, he need a bank meeting, and they say, then you go. You don't realize that if you go with it to the bank, they'll look at the numbers, they look at the way you are talking, and just know this person has put these numbers. you know? So I think that is a problem that exists. And then serve an unserved customer. A lot of people that are coming into business now, because jobs are shrinking and stuff, are saying, I don't want to deal with the SME, I want corporate. And to be honest, the SME is an unserved customer. And yeah, we do come with our baggage, but if we get the right support, we'll make money because we're the ones paying the taxes. That corruption is easy. Yeah. So it's just a question of packaging ourselves in a way that can meet the need of this unserved customer who is the SME. Because the not KEBS, Kenya National Statistics, that body, the Bureau of Statistics, I think 2016 or 17, there's 17 million SMEs and it's growing. So probably now it has reached 20 million, I don't know. So it's a huge market. So just because it's not tidy does not mean corporate. Corporate is great, but corporates pay late. Then look at, God forbid, look at what happened to Nakumat. Government is great, but they pay late. All right. So we have to think of uh, how can I package myself to meet this person, right? Just like Unilever thought of doing little toothpaste tubes, all right, and they're making money. So this person also needs attention. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I knew it was getting close to 9 o'clock. Okay, so there we go. So basically, we look at the three things that we're going to be looking at. So customer value proposition, the profit formula, the key resources, and processes. And then I'm going to exit this full screen and then just show you a little bit about the different ways that we can serve you. You can join the network. We have a network, and the benefits of joining the network are you get access to Founders Zone, a private portal. When you join, you get a free founders clinic every month, and the founders clinic helps you to assess. The first one helps to assess your business, like this guy I was speaking to yesterday. And out of the assessment, we got three uh, breakdowns. So we help you get a breakthrough in each of those areas. It doesn't happen overnight, so we take one at a time, and you can be part of the network and pay monthly. So your founders clinic will help you get a roadmap of what you need to do and where we need to start doing it. And then founders conversation, which is this forum, and it also gets broadcasted online, and it also gets in the private portal. You get a founders conversation for the paid founders, and then we have Catalyst, which is a table banking where the founders save their own money, and they save their own money and borrow their own money. It doesn't go to the bank; it stays on the table. So there's no situation of so and so ate the money. I need 10 signatories. They how can I say? They guarantee each other, all right, and they pay each other. So you need to be part of the network at least 90 days, and then you can participate in that. And then we have Thrive, which is our quarterly networking meeting. We have a big event, and you're able to. The next one should be in November or December. We have a big event, and you're able to do an exhibition. And we invite different people, just basically networking and having fun. I like having fun. I like fun spaces. So uh, okay. Then so you have it's a one-time registration of 1,200, and then every month you pay 3,000, of course, plus the 16%. Your investment is time, showing up for your one-on-one with a coach, listening in to the different recordings on the closed portal, asking questions, uh, doing the work, and then your investment, your talent, putting your skills to do what you need to be done, and then of course your treasure, the money that you need to do. And every month we have a what you call it, a resource. This month's resource is the essentials of growing a profitable business. It's actually this one, the 7 essentials of generating reliable recurring revenue. So because we're talking about creating value for your customers and cash for your company. So this covers 7 essentials that you need to be doing as a business owner, whether self-employed or employed. If you're employed, you have a side hustle. What are some things that you need to be doing? 7 essentials that you need to be doing to help you generate money. Then you have what's your brand, 5 essentials of a profitable brand, essentials of increasing your visibility. They're all 2,000 each, all right? But for this month, anybody who purchases it can get all three for 2,000. Yeah. So that is all I have for today, and I'm just going to stop this. Then you can ask questions if you have any, and I really appreciate you coming. So let me do this. And see. Oh wow, the people online. Uh, Dear attendees online, I'm getting ready to log off. I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any questions, oh Lucy, Nelly, good to see you, and Samuel, good to see you all people. If you have any questions, you can put them in the question and answer box. I'm just getting ready to close. It is 3 minutes. Uh, and thank you so much. Next week, we're going to dive in deeper into, okay, I see a chat here. Thank you. Good to see you too, Sam. Good to see you. How have you been? Our appointment didn't work out. I hope it can work out again. I hope you got some value out of this, and I look forward to meeting you sometime. Every Thursday, we are here live at the Melvin's Moments Tea Cafe in Lavington Mall on the ground floor. And it's a nice, cool place. They have allowed me to come and do the broadcast. You can come out and network with other people. Today, I have a wonderful. Oh, you want to introduce yourself? She says she's too shy. So can we get the notes? If you email me, my email is, you see the email down here? If you email me, you can get the notes, absolutely. My email is here, hello@foundersprofitacademy.com. That email is copied to me. If you say you were at the founders conversation for today, you just let me know the date and the notes that you're looking for, and I will send them to you. And if you want this recording, you can also ask me for the recording. Today, I was not able to post on Facebook, so you can ask for the recording, and we can definitely send it to you. This comes to you for free as a courtesy of Passion Profit, giving you insights and strategies to build a thriving business. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you live or in my mailbox or next week again when we carry on the conversation. Thank you, and bye-bye. Nelly, see you at the training. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Okay, and we end the meeting.